Hello and thanks for checking out ChartGuys.com. We're proud to be one of the most successful technical analysis communities online, teaching you the skills to become a more confident, effective, and informed trader. Join our community of hundreds of analysts worldwide working together to learn the charts, generate profit, and achieve financial independence. For access to daily live chart analysis and market coverage, a thriving chat community, along with dozens of hours of exclusive educational materials. We look forward to seeing you. Let's check out some charts. Hey there, crypto friends. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, BCHSV. Going to keep it fairly short tonight because we have tightening ranges, but the bears have the upper hand. They've had the upper hand for quite some time at this point, but the bounce followed through. In the video yesterday, I said we're going to know a lot more in 24 hours as to whether or not this bounce can get followed through. It didn't get followed through. Bears are still extremely comfortable, and we are looking at the potential of another leg down. I'm watching here on Coinbase, and I'm noting that pretty much every day is a lower high, and I'm watching for that pattern to break. So we couldn't break 41.20. We set a lower high. Today's candlestick after the inside bar, if we cannot break 40.77, it's just another lower high. Bulls have to break that pattern for any kind of bounce to finally start following through. So where we left off, the 4-hour time frame had a bounce underway. We were up here at resistance and looking for healthy hourly consolidation overnight. That's what we got. We got healthy hourly consolidation. We held the first couple tests of exponential support. We attempted continuation. We attempted to break the high of the previous day. We failed, and as soon as we broke the support level, that's red flag number one. We broke 38.92. That's a bear break. Then we had a little weak bounce attempt, which ended up being a bear flag, and then it got for real in terms of the bears showing back up. The red flag, that's red flag number one, but the clear red flag was here on these candlesticks where the volume was increasing. This pullback right here, no major red flag. Volume was not significant, but once you drop down and confirm that bear flag, things got significant with the volume behind it. So we ended up seeing a test of the low. This was the kind of move where bulls set a trap, and it obviously wasn't a significant trap, but what they were doing was defending support. And they were waiting and saying, all right, when the price gets to XYZ level and gets right up on our support, we're going to use a lot of volume and market buy. And when they did that, they obviously shifted momentum instantly and saw pretty much a 7% bounce, 7% plus in 10 minutes. So that was just defense. That's the bulls playing defense against that key support level. It didn't get very far. And at that point, I had already exited 40% of my position at 4,000 or above. And on that bounce here, I exited more of my position to remain protective because the red flag showed up. I said to myself, all right, on any hourly lower high, I'm going to ease up my position yet again. So I sold just above 3,800. Still have a small position, but at this point, it's not really going to be a meaningful trade in terms of whether I get a little bit of profit or a little bit of red. It's just going to be me continuing to continuing to position myself to look for the daily bounce that is inevitable, but it might see another leg down. So I have a plan of scaling into the low 3,000 and upper 2,000s. I'll have orders set in case we get another flush down. And the current position I have is very small, so I'd probably exit on a bear break of 35.57 and then wait for a lower low to form. So hourly exponential resistance is rejecting these bounce attempts. And on the 4-hour time frame, we were watching for the potential of an equilibrium if the bulls could form a higher low and bounce. And it was pretty apparent for us. We were watching for the 4-hour exponential resistance to reject this bounce attempt. And we got right up to it. We got up to 38.69 and that price was 38.85. So we got $25 away, less than that, $16 away. Rejected. Now we got multiple 4-hour inside bars to watch. So into tonight, we're either going to see a bear break and a new lower low on this pullback, or we're going to see a continued tightening range and continue to battle the exponential resistance on the 4-hour time frame, which has been driving the price down ever since 6,200. It will be notable when the bulls can cross the 12 and 26 period on this 4-hour time frame, but it's not anywhere near happening at this point. Ethereum, ETH, daily inside bar as well, 4-hour time frame. We have the low of the dump, high of the bounce. Got to make sure your magnet's turned on. So low of the dump, high of the bounce, trying for a higher low. The bulls have a little bit more space to work with. They have a few percentage points, about 4%, whereas Bitcoin, we dropped all the way down and we came within 2% of breaking that support level. So Ethereum has a little bit more space to work with, but it's still clearly favoring the bears by a long shot. We're nowhere near breaking resistance, and we are closer to breaking support. So 4-hour time frame has the best clarity, in my opinion, due to the exponential resistances and the consistency that they have been rejecting the price, and due to the key support test that's approaching. XRP daily inside bar, 4-hour time frame, same thing, low, magnet, high of the bounce, trying for a higher low, 4-hour inside bars. Everybody's correlated, doing the same thing right now. Exponential resistance on watch, all about how the daily inside bar breaks. It actually wasn't a daily inside bar because we did get a little higher high there, but pretty much the same setup as everybody else. BCHSV. This is one to be looking for a lower high to form. This is a classic setup, and I know there's not a lot of shorts available, a lot of exchanges available for BCHSV shorts, but this is the kind of setup that you can utilize for stocks as well, because we see it here where you have a huge range, and to see just a V-shaped recovery to a new higher high, we would need about a 350 to 400% move, more than that, 400% plus, and that's just not likely. The bull volume is very notable and very healthy, absolutely, but to just see that V-shaped recovery, it's not likely. So we're watching for a lower high and consolidation to form a daily higher low and see this range tighten. The first indication, we pulled back 20% in about an hour or so, 2 hours, and the first indication came out of nowhere, but it was with volume. We had the volume climax at the top of the move, and then we had huge bear volume on the first candlestick leading into the dump. So look at all that volume that was absorbed by bids, but it led to an all-out dump, the next 5-minute candlestick. So the 4-hour time frame is the one to be watching right now. And we still have a higher low pattern. Actually, I take that back. It's the hourly that's the clearest for me. We had the high, the low of the pullback, lower high, higher low, and here we are testing this resistance. 129.11 is key resistance being tested. If we can't get over it, we're going to look to pull back and form a higher low compared to 108.20, but it's a nice tightening range into tonight, and the bulls obviously are looking for a break of 141, but at this point, volume's drying up a little bit, and we're going to be watching for the potential of some more significant consolidation if we just set a 4-hour lower high here and then fade back down towards the support at the 108 range. So worth watching, even if you're not trading it. There's a lot of volatility there, and you can make notes for in the future, because we've certainly seen these setups before, whether it's in Canadian MJ or, individual stocks. So overnight, bears have complete control. We're looking at the possibility of another leg down. The next support zone that I'm looking at is previous support and resistance, 3,000. 3,000 was resistance, and then it acted as support, and now we're heading down towards this level. Again, whether or not Bitcoin dies, whatever ends up happening, this daily chart's going to bounce. So I don't think Bitcoin's going to die. I think it will always be worth something. People are starting to ask that question now. Do you think Bitcoin's going to zero? The answer is no. There will always be somebody who will pay something for Bitcoin. There's no doubt about that in my mind. Question is it going to be back under $1,000? That I can't say. But we know this daily chart is going to see a solid bounce, and when it bounces, it'll probably result in a 50% move. We just have to be cautious because we know that it's a falling knife, and that bottom could be another 20% below where we currently stand for all we know. So again, that's my strategy and my game plan, where I'm positioning myself where if it is the daily bottom and we finally get a real bounce, it'll be a very solid trade. And if not, I'm protecting myself by taking small amounts of profit or by using stop losses, all different kinds of ways to manage these trades and to make sure that worst case scenario, it results in a smaller loss. So I appreciate you watching. We'll check back in tomorrow and see if the overnight lows can hold. At this point, we need to see the bulls get over the hourly exponential resistance, or it's just going to drive it into the ground like the 4-hour has been doing for a couple weeks. So I hope you have a good night. Continue to do good things out there, and I'll see you tomorrow.